Hello and welcome to the show. Today, the question that I'm going to tackle on the podcast is: are keywords important in creating business content? Well, first off, the answer is definitely yes. But there are two other things that I'd like to tackle. So, yes, we'll look into why it's important. We're going to look into why content is even important in the first place. And then we're also going to look at why the focus on keywords, because there are some people who are obsessed with keywords, especially people who have a researched approach towards it. I take a much more organic strategy when it comes to producing content. So you're not going to hear me, preaching and faffing about when it comes to keywords and things like that. But anyway, let's just look at a couple of all those issues. In case you are like one of those people who've been wondering, what's the fuss about keywords? Should we be paying attention to keywords? So the answer to the question is yes, sure, definitely. Keywords are important when it comes to creating business content. But like I hinted, there are two different approaches. In fact, there are multiple approaches. But for the purpose of this podcast, let's just keep it simple. There are two different approaches when it comes to coughing up keywords that you're going to use to create your content. And when we say content, of course, you know what we mean. We mean photographs, videos, audio, what else? PowerPoint, whatever it is that you're going to produce to promote your business. And of course, when we talk about content, we over here on the podcast, we're using that as okay, no, let me just leave it like that. Yeah. So anyway, that's what content is. So all the assets that you produce, that you put out over on social media, whether they are part of your content marketing framework or not. And of course, it doesn't have to be social media, your website too, because website doesn't count as social media. Yeah. So where was I? Yes. So content, yeah, important. Two different approaches, research keywords, and then a much more organic approach. Now, for those of you who prefer coming at things from a researched point of view, if you're going to research your keywords in your industry, because remember, all these things are industry specific. So, as a wedding photographer back in the day, if I was going to research keywords, I'm coming up with a whole bunch of stuff that are different from now that I am a business growth consultant and a public speaker. So, keywords different. The person who is involved, I was about to say catfish, but I just realized that there was this dude who was trolling me on Spotify a couple of days ago, telling me that I like egusi and catfish too much. See, the thing is, it's not as if I like catfish. In fact, I don't eat fish at all, and I don't love egusi. It's just that I have found egusi to be a very, very good example to get people to understand simple sales scenarios, because everybody eats egusi. Everyone. Okay, well, apart from one or two people who are allergic to it. I know that sounds surprising, but we do have Nigerians that are allergic to egusi and, can't touch it because you eat it and you just break out. So it's a good example to show the difference between simple sales scenarios and complex sales scenarios. So egusi, simple. And then I talk about catfish because, the relationship with my family, everybody's a fish lover. That whole Christmas thing. That's if you started listening to the podcast episode from around December of 2023, then you catch the gist. But it's a good way to show that all the things that we talk about over here on the podcast, you can use to sell anything. You can use to sell. Okay, well, it won't apply to selling egusi because egusi is a simple sales scenario, and I am much more interested in complex sales scenarios. So you can use that in your catfish business. In fact, let's just adopt the whole thing itself. So if you're getting ready to get into the catfish business and you want to go big, you want to supply catfish to, let's say you're based in Abuja or Lagos, you want to supply catfish to Grand Square, let's see, what else? You just want people that every time they see you, they think catfish. And so your content marketing strategy is key to what it is that you're doing. You're going to have to do some researching keywords. That is, if you want to take a researched approach. Remember, my own preference is that we take an organic approach, but let's just look at the research thing first. So if you're sitting down and you're wondering, what do I have to write about that is catfish related, and you want to call up certain keywords, then there are several tools that are available for you. By the way, let me just repeat it again, in case that troll decides to ping me again that I like catfish too much. I don't like fish. In fact, catfish, I'm allergic. So, where was I? So what tools are you going to use? So you can sit down and open up your computer, your laptop, get your mobile phone, and then you check Google Keyword Planner. You just open up your Google and type in Google Keyword Planner. That'll be the easiest way to access it. Then you can also use AI tools, the same tools I've been talking about on the podcast, the LLMs and the GPTs. They're both the same. LLM, large language model. So AI tools that you actually have to type words into, and the thing responds to you with words as well. And then generative pre-trained transformers. Those are AI tools where you put data in, and you put data in. The tools are trained on that data, and then it uses that to help you solve problems, whether it produces audio or video. I don't know about any that produces audio, but there are some that produce video, some that produce text, some that produce what else? What am I missing? Computer code, all kinds of things. So you can use AI tools. Then there's also Google Search Console. If you want to know how to access that, just open up Google and type in Google Search Console, and then you see a bunch of suggestions and follow the instructions. You can also use Bing Keyword Research Tool. Bing Keyword Research Tool, it's the same thing as Google things about Google Research. It's just that it's for Bing, and Bing is Microsoft's proprietary search engine. Yeah, so there's Google. Google is number one, and there's Bing. Bing is number two. That's the Microsoft. Abi, is it Microsoft? Well, for those of you who know, please correct me, but I think Bing is owned by Microsoft. So you want to know how to access Bing Keyword Research Tool, then open up Bing on your computer, especially for those of you who have Macs and stuff like that, because I think Bing... Anyway, let me not mislead. Let me just stop. But bottom line, open your search tool and just type in Bing Keyword Research Tool, and a bunch of instructions, things will open up and then follow. Now, the reason why I'm talking about these ones first is not because they are the best. I'm talking about them first because they are free. And remember, on this podcast, we love free. Well, I love free. Because if it's free, there is no excuse. You can start using it today. You can start using it right now. So don't give yourself any excuse. Some people will say the paid options are better, blah, 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 blah. See, I don't know because it's not my field. So maybe technically the paid options are better. But until you have the dollars, it might not be much. Maybe it's only $2 a month or, something. But until you have that $2 or $10 or $20 or whatever to pay for the tools, start with these free ones now. Google Keyword Planner. You can use your phone immediately you're done with this podcast. The AI tools, you can use your phone immediately you're done with the podcast. Google Search Console, you can be doing it right now, Seth, as you're listening to this podcast. Bing Keyword Research Tool, you can use it, sharp. So, use the free ones. Now, the paid ones, SEMrush, I hear people talk about it all the time, especially people in the SEO space, but that's a paid tool. Ahrefs, I hear about that one a lot too, but it's a paid tool. And then Moz Keyword Explorer, that's also a paid option. So those are like the big three that I hear about. Now, SEO, content, blah, 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 keywords, it's not my space. So I cannot tell you which one is best or which one works for what scenarios. I'm just trying to tell you that if you're that kind of person, you're ready to get into your catfish business, you're sitting down at the kitchen table and you say, okay, content marketing is going to be my thing. What kind of content should I produce? What kind of keywords should I have in my content, in my Instagram videos or in my blog posts or my whatever? You can sit down at your kitchen table right now and you can start trying to hash this thing out. So today is Friday. If you sit down today, just begin to play, start researching. By Monday, you should have a bunch of stuff that you can start taking action on, so that Monday morning, 9 o'clock, you started. So if it's video, you start recording your video. If it's blog post, start writing your blog post. Whatever it is. So this is how you can research your keywords, and the scope is anyway, let me leave it beyond that. So those are some tools. Let's see. Okay, now I said I prefer a much more organic strategy because okay, let me not poison your mind. Research is good, no problem. I prefer an organic strategy. I'm not going to say the reason why. But for organic strategies, if you do simple things like answer questions that your customers or your prospects are already asking you, you will see that the keywords naturally just fall inside. And you're not having to think and come up with all kinds of strategy. So, if you're sitting down at the dining table, you're getting ready to come up with the keywords for this catfish business, and you want to start producing this content on Monday, and you're using your brain, you're trying to ideate, but the idea is not ideating, and your brain is not braining, then just think, what are the questions that people have been asking me about this business or since I started this business? Because know how, you've been selling small catfish to, Deaconess Afugbero in church, or maybe some local people around your neighborhood, and maybe Momsy's friends or Popsy's friends. Maybe Popsy's friends are having a party, you cater and you do small catfish pepper soup for them and stuff like that. So, know how, in all of this activity, people have been asking you some questions. The market woman would have been asking you some questions. Where is this fish from? Is this fish from Ndoni? Is this fish from Oka? Is this fish from Benue State? Is this fish from Cameroon? They'll be asking you all these questions. And of course, you would have been engaging in conversations with them, and maybe they ask because maybe Cameroon catfish tastes sweeter than Ndoni catfish. Or maybe Ndoni catfish has higher fat content than Makurdi catfish. Or maybe Makurdi catfish has a better taste profile than catfish from, what's that place? This place where they have the fishing festival. Argungu. I think Argungu is it Kebbi also? So maybe Makurdi catfish has a better taste profile than Kebbi. So the thing is, from all these conversations, you can see now that your keywords are starting to pop off. Makurdi catfish, Cameroon catfish, Benin Kebbi catfish, Argungu catfish, this catfish, that catfish. Ideas can now start coming up. Why is Makurdi catfish better for weddings than, whatever? So you can see that the content will start to flow. And that's because you have been sitting down and you've been thinking, what kind of questions have people been asking me? Now, this is just like small brainstorming based on market women. The question that market women have been asking you, where is this fish from? Now, your customers, on the other hand, could be asking you different kinds of questions. Maybe that party that you catered for Popsy's friends like, this thing tastes really good. Like, how did you prepare this thing? Like, my wife makes catfish, but it does not have this kind of taste. So, now, maybe in explaining that thing, you say, oh, chief, this is how I do it. We put Maggi, or we put Kawan, or we put, I think Kawan, that's, is it sulfur? Like sulfur. We put Kawan, or we put, Anyway, I'm not a cook, so forgive me. The only thing, in fact, my boy was abusing me the other day that the only thing I can cook is rice and beans, and I can make eba. Can you imagine the idiot? He's not even happy that I can even make these things for him, because if not for their mother, these boys will just starve. It will be cereal in the morning. What else? Eba in the afternoon, and what else? Rice at night. As in, that will be our diet, steady, if their momsy was not in our life. So that's why I say God bless you mothers and grandmothers too, because mothers and grandmothers, they do a lot to make sure that children are well fed. But of course, there are fathers that cook as well, so props to you fathers who can cook very well. But anyway, yeah, that's not my thing. So in answering that question, you say, oh chief, this is how we do it. We use kawa, we use egusi. Sorry, no, we use Maggi, we use this, we use that. So in answering all that questions now, you can see that the keywords are now popping off. So how to use sulfur to clean catfish before cooking. So you can see now how everything is just flowing in an organic sense. So this is how I come about it. And this is how I get all these stuff that we talk about on the podcast. It's based on conversations that we are having one-on-one. And to be honest, it's part of the reasons why I like hearing from you guys. Because you reach out, we chat, these are the problems that you're facing. These are where all these questions come from. Because, think about it. It's been over 920 podcast episodes. Who is that smart? How will I sit down and think of 920 things to publish on my own? So, I just take the organic approach, and that's why I recommend it. I think it's less stress, but I guess it depends on personality. Because I met some people who are research people. Sit down, research, pull out 100 researched words, make sure that they rank properly and all that. So it's all important. But anyway, so that's how this organic things work. So just answer questions that people have been asking you. Your customers, what are they asking? Write it down. Who else? The people you supply to, what questions are they asking you? Write it down. Your distributors, what questions are they asking you? Write it down. Any question, just be writing it down. As you're writing it, you start to see that keywords are beginning to manifest, and then you now start tackling those keywords, or you just start answering all those questions. So like back to the market woman thing, where is this fish from? You already have a bunch of podcast episodes there, because you will now have to write podcast episodes on why. Sorry, did I say write podcast episode? Forgive me, my brain is slow today. You now have to write blog post articles on why Makudi fish is best for wedding, because it has better taste profile. Or you will now have to write something on why Ndoni catfish is best, because it has higher fat content. So if you run Mama Put, then use Ndoni catfish because it's full. So your people will eat, and then they'll feel like they have value for money, and on and on. And that's how you get good content ideas. Now, another organic strategy is just to have an opinion on gist that is going on in your space. So normal. If you sell catfish, you will be in that catfish community. You follow people who do catfish, or you follow caterers, or whatever. And then once in a while, there'll be some kind of controversy that will be happening. People will say, oh, sorry, one moment, I have to attend to something. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Actually, beans was burning on the fire. That's why I had to run out and sort that out first. Yeah. Like I said, my son was abusing me because beans is the only thing I cook. And yeah, so what's for lunch? Beans. All right. Where was I? I said, okay, I said answer questions from your customers, your prospects, people you do business with, opinions, yes. So have an opinion with just going on your face. So once in a while, all you people in this food area, controversy just pop off anyhow. Because, sometimes I'm minding my business, and the next thing my father-in-law will send me video. This brand of Indomie, these things you receive on WhatsApp, don't eat these kinds of brands of Indomie because they are high in MSG. I think MSG is monosaturated something. So don't eat it because it's high in MSG. And then another person will send you a WhatsApp video that will say, do not eat this kind of noodles because it's made of plastic. Then another person will send you another WhatsApp message, another TikTok video or something that is trending that says, don't eat this kind of Chinese noodles because they make it with frog legs or something like that. So those of you in this food space, like the controversy is always popping off, always. So you just make sure that you have an educated opinion on these sorts of things. So if somebody says, if the controversy now is only eat Nigerian catfish, do not eat Cameroonian catfish because Cameroonian catfish is high in mercury. If you're a fish rearer or something, if you have an educated opinion about it, then go ahead, make content on that. You can make content saying that, yes, ordinarily Cameroon catfish will have higher mercury because of association with so and so, but actually Nigerian catfish, by the time you take it, process it, you do this, do that, the mercury content will be the same. So actually there is no difference last at the end of the day, and then you put out your content. Just make sure you have an educated opinion on these sorts of things. When there's gist in your space, make sure you have a well-informed and educated opinion. Don't join people saying my opinion, me, I think I'm speaking my truth. None of that is good for business. Because when we're doing content marketing and all these sorts of things, we're trying to establish credibility, thought leadership, that sort of thing. And you just speaking your truth, that is not thought leadership. But if you can say authoritatively, like you do catfish, and you went to, what's this school? Is it Futo? University of Technology. What is it called again? I think it's Futo. I can't remember if it's Futo. Or you went to UniAgric in Makudi. University of Agriculture in Makudi. So, it is your specialty. It is your thing. You can stand on your two left feet and proclaim boldly that, yes, I'm in a business. This is what I do. I finished from uni agric, first class, something, something, something. So I can boldly tell you that on this debate between Cameroonian catfish versus Nigerian catfish, the truth of the matter is this, that, blah, 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 blah. So that's the whole scope. Number one, answer questions that people have been asking you, whether it's your customers, your distributors, your stakeholders, your whatever. And number two, make sure you have well-considered opinions on gist that is going around in your space. So in my own opinion, if you follow these organic strategies, you have more than enough stuff to keep you going. Because like I've said it before, that right now, we're over 920 episodes of the podcast. The list that I used to compile of questions on Evernote, because for a while I lost my password on Evernote, I got locked out and everything. So that one is over 850. That one still remains. Then, apart from Evernote, I also I've been using Google Keep for a while. For those of you who have Android phones, if you've never heard of Google Keep, it's a lovely note taking app. So you don't have to install Evernote and Trello and all these other ones. Although Trello is really good for, what's that word? Trello, Asana, like project management and things like that. So it depends. But if you're a simple guy like me and it's purely note taking, Google Keep is good. It's already there. Plus, it's already on your phone. And then once you open your computer and you open Google, if you look at your top right, you see where your profile is. You see some buttons. Whenever you tap that button, you see a bunch of icons come up, and Google Keep is one of those icons. So bottom line, what I'm trying to say is if you're using Google Keep is always with you. If you pick up your phone, the thing is there. If you switch to your computer, the note is there. If somebody steals your phone and your computer today, and then you go to Computer Village in Ikeja and you buy new stuff, load everything up now, once you sign in Google account, your things will just be there. Yeah, of course, remember to do all the security protocols, sign off of the old device before somebody will use your Access Bank app on your phone and siphon all your money. Yeah, so where were we? Where was I? I've lost my train of thought. Anyway, okay, yes, I was just trying to show how if you're using organic strategies, it's hard to run out of ideas because questions will every day. People will always be asking you questions, so hard to run out. So long as you're writing it down, you wake up one day and just like me, you find that on any given day, you have over 1,000 things to talk about. That's because you're just following organic strategy. If somebody asks you a question today, write it down. Some people say the organic things, certain keywords and certain questions will be coming over and over and over again. And yes, I confess, it is true. Some questions never stop coming. But the thing is, the context of their application is always different. So, if you talk to one market woman today and she says, where is this thing from? And you answer her and you say that it is from Makurdi, and you guys get involved in an argument about which catfish is better, Makurdi or Birnin Kebbi. Makurdi or Argungu, which one is better? You can see that the context is different than if another market woman asks you, where did you buy this thing from? But that woman thinks that Cameroon catfish is better than Argungu catfish. So you can see now that the question will always come up, which catfish is the best? But the specific application will always be different. So if you write a blog post today arguing that Makurdi catfish is better than Argungu catfish, it might be repetitive for you to write another one next week. But the thing is, the customer is seeing things from a slightly different perspective. They won't say, when is this girl going to stop answering this question, which catfish is the best? Because the context will always be different. Today it might be, which one is best? Lagos catfish or Ogun catfish? Next week's own might be different. Which catfish is best? Makurdi catfish or Nasarawa? Are there rivers in Nasarawa? Okay, no, rivers. I'm sure there must be some streams in Nasarawa, but I think Nasarawa is more of a minerals, rocky, place. But let's just pretend that they have a fishing community in Nasarawa State. So, please, for those of you from Nasarawa, if you guys have water there, just forgive my ignorance. We just passed through on the way to Benue, so I'm one of those Nigerian kids who hasn't really traveled much because, to be honest, even that Lagos that I stayed in, it's not as if I went everywhere in Lagos. So I was born in Makurdi in Benue State. I didn't really travel Benue. I didn't really travel Abuja. I didn't really travel Lagos. Even in Ile-Ife, where I schooled, to be honest, it was just campus and my house. Once in a while, I would enter town, and that was just it. So I haven't traveled much. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, I've rambled on for too long. So, let me answer the next question. Why content? The reason why we use content is for improved visibility online. Everybody's online nowadays. I'm recording this thing on my phone. You're listening to this thing on your phone. And your girlfriend, who is next to you, she's on her phone right now, playing Candy Crush. Or your boyfriend is on his phone right now, scrolling news about Donald Trump and Tinubu and everything and whatnot. We're all on our phones. So it will help that we are visible online if we play this content game. So that's the cocoa. Then, of course, we're also trying to get more brand awareness. We're also trying to get customer engagement, because the more stuff we put out, the more that people are going to engage in it. So if an Indoni girl is scrolling through her phone and she sees her post, and you have the effrontery to say that Makudi catfish is better than Indoni catfish, the thing is, she has to click on the article first, read the article first, and then abuse you for being ignorant, that you don't know anything about catfish from her side, But the thing is, in clicking it, engagement. In reading it, engagement. In the comments, when she insults you, engagement. All that engagement feeds the algorithm, so more people see it. And then her friends will also see that she commented on something, and also check to see what is it that is making Nkechi so angry about catfish today. So customer engagement is also part of the game. Then we also do this for lead generation, because there are a bunch of people who will read that thing and get upset. And then some people might read that thing and be like, finally, somebody is speaking the truth. Maybe the person is from Benue State and the person is happy to see this kind of thing. The person might call you up and say, that's good. I saw your post, blah, blah, blah. By the way, how much is your catfish? Or, whatever. So a lead is just anybody who takes any action to show that they might be interested in your product or your service. Anybody who carries out some action. So reading your post and then sending you a DM, there you have it. That's a lead. Then content also improves our conversion, because there are some people that you've been talking to, they've been thinking, and you keep putting out content, you're kind of top of mind, and one day they just see some random post, it seems to make sense to them, and eventually they call you up and then you guys start doing business. So that's a conversion, when people take the next step in the business relationship with you. And of course, I also mentioned that we're doing content because we're trying to establish thought leadership. People need to know that you're the guy, or you're the very babe when it comes to this subject. And then it also is a sign of social proof. There are a bunch of you who are impressed, and you should be, because it's hard work, that since Good Luck Era up until now, I have over 920 episodes. So it's a form of social proof. People see you and like, this guy is the very guy, because he's been doing this since Tete, as in, it's his thing. So he's the don, or she's the babe, so that kind of thing. It's like how, like in the makeup space, nobody will say that Tara Durotoye, nobody will say that she's a small girl, because Tara has been doing this. She's been in this makeup game since I don't know, Sha, but like I heard about her like during my own uni days. So this is almost like 3 decades. So you can't not say that she's a boss when it comes to the makeup thing. Now, there's some people who don't like her makeup. Like my wife doesn't like Tara's makeup, and I've seen some Niger babes who don't like Tara stuff for different reasons. I'm not saying Tara is good or bad. I'm just trying to show you how social proof plays into all these sorts of things. So for people who dig that kind of makeup and those kinds of products, they'll be like, Auntie Tara, correct. She's the very big, and it helps to buy the product. But with all the things that I've said so far, I'm sure you guys can see that ultimately everything goes towards improving sales. That's the bottom line. If you're doing content for content's sake, then I really don't know. Which is why when I see a bunch of you dancing and twerking and pointing on social media, and ultimately I can't see like what's this person selling, like what's the angle, I think you're just wasting your time. Quite frankly, that's me. Although my wife says I should mind my business, that if people want to waste their time, it's up to them. But left to me, Sha, if you're producing content, if you're doing anything, then let it be aiming somewhere. You should be aiming towards the bank account. I don't see why you should just go and be Facebooking for the sake of Facebooking, and it's not. Anyway, let me leave that one. So, why the focus on keywords? I've given you a bunch of reasons why I get involved in the content game. So why I focus on keywords? The whole thing about keywords is you want to put out stuff that is targeted and stuff that is relevant. So back to the example, the Indoni babe is not going to click on that article. The reason why she will click on that article is because she's Indoni, and so it's our local government, it's our village, it's our whatever. So she, the thing resonates with her. That's why the person is going to click. So that's the whole point of focusing on keywords and doing all this research and doing the organic strategy. You want somebody to see your content and see some of themselves in it, some of their concerns in it, some of the problems that they're trying to solve. Or, they have a vision they're trying to reach, and they see your content and they know that your content can help them reach there, which is a huge part of why those of you who discover me on the podcast, reach out to me and stuff like that. It's part of the conversations we have. It's because you have a problem. You're struggling with sales, you're struggling with this, you're struggling with that. You see this thing and then bam, you think clicks. So you reach out, we start having conversations. So that's the whole point. Whether you're going to do this thing researched, you sit down with Google Keyword Planner and Moz and Ahrefs, or whether you sit down and take an organic approach, like, okay, what questions are my customers asking me? If you come up with the right keywords are targeted, keywords are relevant, the keywords as in they really, 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 as in they get to the audience, then it's going to achieve the result of increasing our sales, because it's relevant. People are going to click, people are going to engage, people are going to consume. It also leads to an improved user experience and higher engagement, just like I said. So long and short, are keywords important? The answer is a very big YES. Yes. Summary, 2 different approaches. I've told you the research approach, so go and research it. Today is a Friday. Don't let this thing delay you. I've given you all the free tools. So don't say you didn't have $10 or £15 to pay for SEMrush. I don't know how much it costs, by the way, or Ahrefs. So don't say you didn't have the currency to pay for it. Google Keyword Planner is free. Google Gemini is free. ChatGPT, free. Google Search Console, free. Bing Keyword Research Tool, free. If you don't know how to use the tool, just go to Google Gemini, go to Copilot, go to ChatGPT, go to any free AI tool that is there, and tell them, you write it inside. You say, I am a Nigerian male between the ages of 25 and 30. I want to get into the business of selling Igbo online. I want to use a content marketing strategy to promote my Igbo. How do I do research? How do I do keyword research to promote my business of selling premium Igbo online using WhatsApp and Instagram? And then you hit send. And ChatGPT, Google Gemini or whatever is going to give you a small article and say, oh, congratulations for wanting to start your business. Please be aware that in certain parts of the world, Igbo is a banned contra, whatever substance. So make sure you comply with the local laws in your area. However, if you are in a jurisdiction where this thing is legal, this and this and this are the strategies that you can use to figure out what keywords you should use. It will now give you a list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You now take a paper and a pencil and start writing and execute on those strategies. If it gives you 7 and you think that 4 don't make sense, get rid of the 4. The 3 that make sense, explore it. And at the end of it, you'll be able to come up with your keywords that you'll be able to use for your content marketing campaign. Oh, by the way, I hope you guys can now see what I said in the last podcast episode about why all of you should be using AI. It would be nice to pay for a consultant, because let me not lie, I need your money. I have bills to pay. So if you come and pay me, I'm cool. I will take your money. But the thing is, not everything that you need to look for a consultant for, or start asking your friends, who can do this, who can do that. With AI, you can research some small things and you can start doing some small things on your own first. Another reason why I recommend this is because, to be honest, excuse me, even if you're going to engage the services of a consultant, it helps when you've done 1 or 2 things first. So back to this guy who wants to start the Igbo business. You want to sell premium Igbo on Instagram and on WhatsApp. You source your Igbo from Zamfara and from Ile-Ife. Premium Igbo, nice one, well processed, well dried, well everything. So before you get a consultant, it would be nice. You would help your consultant if you say, oh, look, dude, this is what I'm trying to do. I wanted to do a content marketing strategy. I researched a bunch of keywords and I executed content based on this research. And I did content for 32 weeks and it didn't seem to work. This is everything I did. At that stage, if you bring a consultant in at that stage, the consultant has a lot to work with. The person now knows that, oh, okay, this is your thought process. This is what you've done. This is what has failed. The guy will now know, okay, this is how we can make this one better, or this is what we need to abandon, or this is how we can improve this or improve that. But you call up a consultant, you have no idea, you're just thinking, you're not sure, maybe this, maybe that, I don't know. At that stage, you're not going to be very helpful to your consultant. So please take the AI tools, do the research, try and do one or two things on your own. When you call up your consultant will be happy to work with you. They know that you're a serious guy, you're a serious girl, and it also gives them very clear ideas about what seems to be working for your context, what doesn't, and where we need to go next. So that's it for today's podcast episode. Please connect with me on WhatsApp, phone number 080-6466-2140. Country code is +234 for those of you who are not Nigerian. Then LinkedIn. Yes, LinkedIn. The name is Taveshima Ayede. That's the name to search for. You can confirm the spelling of my name from the link where you're listening to this episode. Of course, if you're on YouTube, all you have to do is just look at the bottom left of the video, above the title, you'll see my name. So, search for me on LinkedIn. I don't know how things work on YouTube, because to be honest, it's just this year I started taking YouTube seriously. I don't know if you can send me message. Okay, no, you can't send messages on YouTube. But the thing is, if you comment on the video, I'll see it and respond. So that's it. Thanks for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next episode.